we're going to talk about our friends at Manscaped. You know, it's that time of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, because they're good friends of the show. You know,
Sure.
we always try to show them love. They show us love, and we can show everybody else love because they show us love. So I like when it's that love affair like that. I mean, you know, it's a happy place that we're in right now, man. But more importantly, with Manscaped, we know it's hot guy summertime. Okay, we're in July. It's July. So we know in hot guy summer, we got to be ready to perform. And the only way we can perform, Deke, we got to use the Performance Package 4.0. Not the 3.0 anymore, Deke. The 3.0 is old. We can't use 3.0. It's 4.0 time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you always got to make advancements in life, right?
I mean, isn't that what we're always trying to do, Deke?
Yeah.
And we got taco meat, Deke, too. So you can see, and it's nicely groomed, too. You can see you take care of it. That's Manscaped right there,
Got a lot of
compliments
over the 4th.
I want to compliment. It looks nice, man.
Thanks.
Shout out to you for that. But when you talk about the Performance Package 4.0, what comes in it, you might ask me? The Lawnmower 4.0, that new trim. We talked about it. Bad Mama Gemma. Light go on and off. You don't nick. It's perfect. Perfect for the delicate twins. Also, you got the Crop Reviver, the Ball Refresher. You always want to keep those things refreshed and revived. Can never be too sure about that. But also the Manscaped briefs and the cool travel bag, which I might add. The briefs are comfy.
Yeah.
And the travel bag is very convenient. I must say that.
Yeah. They hit it from every angle, honestly.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that at all. And with that being said, since they hit it from every angle, we're going to hit it from every angle. And what angle are we forgetting? Promo code, which is MOATS. Use promo code MOATS. Receive 20% off plus free shipping. Free shipping and 20% off? I mean, does it get better than that?
I don't think it does.
I mean, unless we were doing it just free, but we can't go free. I mean, nobody goes full free. You can't do that.
No, we live in an economy. We have businesses out here. Yeah.
We're supporting the market, though.
Yeah.
But promo code MOATS, 20% off, free shipping as well. It's that simple, lady. Manscaped.com. And trust me, your delicate twins will thank you. So
I like this one.
Yeah, I like this as well. This is a little bit off the beaten path for us, man. But we got to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson, man. Now, for those that don't know, she dominated headlines initially earlier in the weekend because she had won the Olympic 100-meter trials. She ran, I think it was a 10.63, if I remember correct, or excuse me, 10.7. It was 10.7 on that she had ran or whatever, right? Crazy fast. Was clearly would have been one of the fastest times that have been run from a women's 100-meter dash perspective. But as soon as the race was over, they tested her and she had THC in her system, which is still considered a banned substance with the USA Track and Field Testing Association and the anti-doping and all that stuff. So the big headline became, all right, well, she's suspended for the 100-meter dash. But worst case, she'll be able to come back and run in the 4x1 relay, which was her other event where, you know, she was going to be able to compete. And it was significant because initially she was the favorite, but she's not really the favorite if you follow it like that. It's a chick out of Jamaica, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, who's, I mean, two-time Olympic 100-meter gold medal champion, ran a 10.6, the second fastest time since FloJo. Florence Griffin Joyner ran it back in, was at 1988, I think it was. She ran a 10.4, something crazy, like world record time, like just blazing fast.
You're up on all this.
Oh yeah, because I'm a track guy too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a big track guy growing up, man. I do it all, man. I try to stay involved with the culture, man. But yeah, so yeah, FloJo, she had ran a 10.49. That was like the world record. But this was with Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. Like I said, she ran a 10.63, so she's the realistic favorite in the 100-meter dash. But it was big for Sha'Carri because she was going to be pretty much the first U.S. U.S. women's 100-meter dash person to really compete and have a legitimate shot at winning gold since FloJo won it. So this was going to be a big deal. Now, the initial suspension was going to be 3 months. Then they reduced it to 30 days. So that's why she was going to be able to run in a 4x1. But then yesterday, U.S. Track and Field, they said that she did not make the 4x1 meter relay team. Now, these are the details in terms of how they make the team. So typically the top 4 people from the 100-meter finals at the trials, they get their top 4 spots. So obviously she would have had it because she won the race. Since she was deemed disqualified, they move her out and then they just bump up the next person, right? So the first 4 spots are guaranteed. Then they have 2 extra spots, right? Those 2 spots are at the coach's discretion. So the coach can say, even though this person didn't run or they didn't test well, we still want that person, or they didn't time well, we still want that person on the team. So you have that flexibility. What ended up happening was, because initially Sha'Carri was suspended for 3 months, they didn't know that she was going to get the reduced sentence. So the coach went ahead and offered it to the next two young ladies who would have been just moving up. So whoever finished 5th and 6th, they just bumped them up to take those next 2 spots. But then when her suspension gets reduced to 30 days, now you have a dilemma of, we already have our team set.
Yeah.
Should we remove one of these young ladies for Sha'Carri? And that became the interesting dynamic. That was the part that I want to talk about, because I know a lot of people have really gotten into the conversation of THC. Should it be tested for? Should it be deemed illegal? It's not really a performance enhancement because it's not going to make her run faster. And I know a lot of people have talked on that and focused on that angle. And I mean, to me, I kind of looked at it like no different than Martavis and L Bell, right? Is weed a terrible thing? No. Is it probably healthier than the pain pills that they're going to pop with? Absolutely. But it's still banned right now in that profession. So if it's banned, you still got to follow those rules. It's no different than anybody else's job. Does it suck? Absolutely. Is it something that needs to be addressed and reevaluated? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's still a rule right now. And that was kind of my stance with it. But after the fact, though, knowing that the coach could have still decided to put her on the 4x1 meter relay team, that to me was a little bit interesting. I'm like, Deke, if you know that this chick is the fastest girl or the fastest young lady on your squad right now, what are we talking about here, man? You feel me?
The only question I would have is she able to practice with the team? That's about it.
So from my understanding, she could practice. She just couldn't compete. She couldn't do any competing for those 30 days. But I'm going to look into it more to see in terms of would she be able to actually run with them. I'm not sure 100%, but I know that she still is training, obviously, because not only was she going to take a chance of running that 4x1, but she still has other meets that come up after the Olympics. I mean, track is they still got events going on all around.
And yeah. So if she's able to practice, I think, well, there's another question you got to ask then too. Mm-hmm. Is this something, if she ran, would it hinder the team? Like, is she really good at this event? Like, where it wouldn't...
She would have been, she's a beast, bro.
Okay, yeah. Like, because there is, like, the baton passing and stuff, but if she's good at that, it's no-brainer. You have to have her on the team.
Think about, now, she's not Usain Bolt fast. Like, she's not that, right? But think about Usain Bolt to the Jamaican relay team. He didn't have to be the best with the handoff, but he was the fastest guy on the track. That's what she would be. So we can get into the details of the technique of handing it off and did she get the right steps and stuff like that? Sure. But at the end of the day, she would be the fastest lady for Team USA.
Yeah. If she's good at those events and she's able to practice, then I think it's one of those scenarios you just put your best players out on the field, like we would say in football.
That's my thing. And I'm even looking at the chat, and I mean, it's crazy because some of the people do agree. They're like, man, it's not that significant. They probably should have bumped her in. But then at the same time, it's like the performance, it's not the performance enhancement, but it's more so just the rule part. The rule is the rule. But now, Frank, you gonna get me in trouble. I ain't mess with you today, Frank. I ain't doing that. I ain't reading that comment, man. But yes, I get what you're saying. Now, some people are pointing to how other rules, other things that are acceptable in terms of what people are able to do and still be allowed to compete versus her offense. And they see that it is misrepresented. It's a misrepresentation right there. And I do agree. And everybody that's spoken out on it, even the USA track and field, they spoke on it, but they all said the same thing. It's like, for the integrity of the board, for the integrity of the rules, for the integrity of the sport, if we just change this rule right now because it was just this person, what does that do going forward in terms of precedents that will be set? Because that's what it becomes. I mean, whatever you make a ruling now, that is something that people are going to be able to go back to down the line for a different offense. And they'll be like, well, you let that slide. Well, we need that same thing. So that's the part where I'm like, I understand it. It just sucks. It's like, dude, why? I mean, I don't know if you understand the back. I'll give you the backstory too in terms of why she did it. So
yeah. Her mother passed away.
Yeah,
right?
So her mother passed away. So from what she said was she was raised by her grandmother and her aunt, and she says that she acknowledges that it was her biological mother, but I guess their relationship wasn't the best. But she says that she knew that they loved each other and things like that. But she found her mother. I think she said she found out she passed away from a reporter. I guess she didn't even know until she was doing an interview and they had told her then. So she said to handle the depression and the anxiety that she had, cope with using THC, marijuana, or as, some people like to call them, the funny vitamins. But either way, we don't feel like that's a bad thing, but it's the rule part of it. That's the issue. But I'm with you though, Deke. For the 4x1, baby.
Now the question is, did they already announce the team? They already had the four.
They did. They had already,
or did they know? That's what I mean.
No,
did they know?
It wasn't
privately.
No, this is the thing.
That's what I mean.
They reach out to you privately. So the way it typically worked is, all right, we know you four already in because y'all were the top four. So that didn't even have to be stated. The other two, it was more so because her suspension was going to be 3 months. So if I'm the coach and I don't know that you've negotiated a reduced sentence, I don't know what's going on, because publicly she just simply said that she made a mistake, she's human, and she never really tried to say that she was fighting. In fact, when they asked her yesterday about the ruling, she even said that I wasn't even thinking about the 4x1 later on. I was just more
That's
so
what I saw
just
at the end of the one article. Was like they're not even going to petition to try to get her on that much.
So for me, I was just like, dang, man. But if I'm that coach, I just feel like, she gives me the best chance to win. Like, you're already, the Jamaican team is tough. The Jamaican, they got a squad. But I'm just like, for me, man, the Olympics come once every 4 years. And for Sha'Carri, she's 21, so she's still young. Shelly Ann is 32, coming off of, she just had her first baby. So, she's on the back end. She's going to have a chance to become the first woman to win, 3 Olympic gold medals in the 100-meter dash and become the oldest to do it, because like I said, she's 32. So timing wise for Sha'Carri, you're like, dude, you this is a good time to be getting in this. You don't know what the next 4 years is going to hold. You don't know injuries. You don't know the next person that's going to come up on the scene. I mean, nobody even knew about Sha'Carri. People knew about Sha'Carri since she had won it at LSU as a true freshman. We know that part. But in terms of her coming on the scene and running the Blazing Times, that started to happen more so this year. And then Shelly came back from that pregnancy and reminded everybody when she ran that 10.6 and was like, yo, she still got that juice. But yeah, if I'm the USA track and field coach, bro, she got to be on the 4x1 team.
The toughest part about it is, man. I think I read this in one of their statements, was like, they already announced the 6.
Yeah.
Is it 6 total?
It's
runners?
6 total. It's four that will compete, but you get 2 backups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why it's a team. That's why it's 6. So the two ladies that were added were backups. They weren't even the main.
Wait, so would she be added as a backup then, or no?
So excuse me. No. She's nah. It's 6 total. So once you take her off that top spot, right, just go down to 2, 3, 4, and 5.
So one of the top 4, they would have to make the backup.
Right. Yeah.
That's the tough part, because they made in a statement like, we have these athletes that have trained their whole lives for this. We already made the announcements. It's like,
right. Imagine if
that's tough.
Yeah, you've been training.
That's just a tough call.
Yeah. I mean, but this is why I say, are you worried about hurting feelings, or are you trying to win?
Sure.
Because we had this conversation. We did to an extent. And it was kind of like lighthearted when we were talking about Ben and Mason. We were like going into that Browns game in the wild card round. We say, yo, if Ben were to play bad early, do you make that switch to go to Mason? Because we saw how well Mason played against that team. It would hurt Ben's feelings. It would kill Ben's feelings. But if that gave us the best chance, would you do it? Now, obviously, we was like, heck nah, because we still felt that Ben would give us the best chance. But as a whole, if it was different, that would have been an interesting conversation to have. And that's how I feel about this. It's like, dude, or excuse me, if it would have been flip-flop, if it would have been Ben coming off of a suspension or coming off of an injury, you're like, yo, put him in there, man. But no, Mason's the guy right now. We gave Mason the opportunity. Like, no, I don't care about that. Give him the chance.
Yeah.
That's how I would feel about it, man. And I think with Sha'Carri, dude, you got to give her that chance, man. You got to put her out there, man. But it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's a couple of those factors, if she's able to practice and whatnot, but then, man, that's a tough spot. What's funny is, though, her saying, like, I wasn't even thinking about this, though. So she might not even care to be in it. Whereas everyone
sucks, though, bro.
Whereas a lot of other people are like, oh, I'll get her in. Where she's like, I'm looking forward to the next Olympics. And she's even said, I think, on her Twitter, like, I'm just happy, like, I got all this attention on track and field now.
The thing, though, that I hope works out for her on the back end, you miss out on a ton of money as an Olympian. Like, I got to... LaShawn Merritt, right? 400-meter world champ, or excuse me, 400-meter Olympic champion. Same spot right in Portsmouth, man. Grew up like just my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, we watched, like, seen it all from high school, obviously him doing his thing. And he was the one who really educated me on that. He was like, yo, you don't really make a ton of money just running. I mean, it's cool, but he was like, the money comes in the endorsements. But he said the endorsements come with that Olympic gold. He was like, when I got that gold medal, he was like, that's when everything changed. That's when the money went through the roof. He was like, you can win a world title. That's cool. And that's what she said in some of those tweets, man. I'm really looking forward to winning a world title next year. And I'll be back for the following Olympics, which will be 4 years from now. Bro, 4 years is a long time.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Anything can happen in 4. You know how much gas has to go right for you for 4 years?
Yeah.
And that's still, like I said, she still wouldn't have been the favorite in this one. It takes a lot. So it's a lot of money that she's missing out on by not being an Olympian right now.
Sure. I do wonder.
Just the prestige of representing your country. Like the Olympics is like making it to the NFL for football players. It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, the Worlds is cool. World Championships is cool. It's kind of like NCAA championship. It's cool. But you want a Super Bowl.
Like golf
you want
majors,
that Olympic gold major. Absolutely. You want that Olympic gold medal. So even though she's kind of chill with her social media about it, we all know as an athlete, man, that kills you inside.
I do wonder with how the world shifted a little bit over these past 10 years or so, and even with this NCAA ruling, it has nothing to do with her because she's out of college and everything, right? But I'm just saying, she might be able to pick up some stuff over these next 4 years in terms of sponsorships with how big this was publicly.
Yeah, she's still going to be sponsored, but I'm just saying how much money she's going to miss out on because as an Olympic gold medalist, bro, it's a different category. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
We talk about endorsements. Yeah, she already has endorsements. She'll have those. She'll get some more, of course. But Olympic gold medal endorsement is night and day. It's different, man. When you on that cover of that whatever, you got that gold on your neck,